Welcome to Credit Training Program.
Unit 2, Asset Conversion Cycle and Borrowing Needs. When you complete this unit, you will be able to define the key concepts of asset conversion cycle, operating cycle, and capital investment cycle and identify business activities that fit into these cycles. Recognize the borrowing needs that can arise from these business cycles. Match events in the asset conversion cycle to potential borrowing causes, repayment sources, and loan term. What do business customers want, really? During your interactions with business owners and managers, you will be talking with them about where they are headed about their objectives. The objectives of the business are similar. Grow bigger, generate more sales. Increase the cash flow that available to the business, to support its growth or to support the owner's lifestyles. Minimize tax payments. So, in most general terms, businesses want to borrow more money from a financial institution, with these criteria. At less cost. For longer periods of time. With fewer restrictions. Supported by less collateral. With better service, more convenience, less hassle. What is the lender's view? The financial institution wants to make loans that will be repaid. So, from your own experience, you know that a balancing game is going on. You will want to know how much financing is needed for specific purposes, and what will enable the customer to return loan proceeds to the institution at a specific time in the future. In other words, how the borrowing company will create the excess cash to repay the loan. There are two elements to any customer's asset conversion cycle. 1. Operating cycle. 2. Capital investment cycle. The operating cycle. The operating cycle consists of the day-to-day activities required to produce and sell goods or services. It begins with the purchase of goods or services to be sold and ends with the collection of cash from customers. We can represent the operating cycle graphically as follows. Operating cycle. Cash. Collect cash from customers. Purchase goods or raw materials. Sell goods or services. Produce goods or services for sale. To clarify the concept of the operating cycle, let's look at an example that will demonstrate why businesses borrow. The McPhee Toy Company makes toys for infants and toddlers. The toys have a high seasonal appeal. They are purchases at large department stores, generally for gifts, during November and December. McPhee produces toys between January and October and ships them to the department stores between August and October. The stores pay McPhee for the toys in November and December. McPhee comes to the financial institution in January to ask for a loan. We can represent McPhee's cycle of production, shipping, sales, and payment as follows. McPhee Toy Company operating cycle. Cash. Collect cash from customers, during November and December. Purchase raw materials, pay suppliers, beginning in January. Produce toys. Pay workforce, pay heat, light and other expenses, from January through October. Sell toys, from August through October. In the toy production cycle, McPhee purchase materials used in the toys from various suppliers. Puts the materials through a manufacturing process, which involves the manufacturing equipment, to create products ready for sale. Stores the toys until the shipment date. Ships the toys to department stores. Sends each customer a bill for toys shipped. Collects cash from customers. In other words, the company used cash to buy materials that are then processed, sold, and converted back to cash. The company starts the toy production cycle with cash and ends the cycle with cash. Bankers refer to such a cycle as the operating aisle. The day-to-day, month-to-month activities related to cresting and selling goods or services comprise the operating cycle. Consider McPhee's operating cycle. For 10 months the company builds toys. It pays cash for materials, employee wages, and storage. No cash is received from selling the toys until the last 2 months of the year. McPhee pays out cash for 10 months and receives cash for 2. McPhee expects to sell $2 million worth of toys this year and to spend $1.5 million to produce the toys. The company will have to pay out $1.5 million in cash between January and October. It will receive $2 million in cash from sales during November and December. Like most small companies, McPhee doesn't have the $1.5 million in cash needed during the first 9 or 10 months of each year. So McPhee comes to the financial institution to borrow the money needed for the production of the toys. What is the loan purpose? McPhee needs to borrow money to pay for manufacturing and storing its toys during the 10 months before the department stores pay for the toys. What is the repayment source? The loan will be repaid from the sale of the toys and the collection of cash from the department stores in November and December. Year in and year out, McPhee repeats its toy production cycle. It borrows money, makes and sells toys, collects cash from department stores, and then returns the borrowed money to the lending institution. Capital investment cycle. The capital investment cycle consists of the purchase of production equipment and other assets needed to support the operating cycle, and the recovery of the cost of that equipment over the course of several operating cycles. McPhee has invested significant amount of money in manufacturing equipment to support operating cycles for several years. During that time, McPhee hopes to recover the cost of the equipment from the profits remaining at the end of the toy production cycles. In doing so, the company will convert the equipment back to cash. Thus, this is another complete cash cycle, from cash to machine to cash. McPhee's toy production cycle is dependent on the manufacturing equipment. In other words, the manufacturing equipment supports the toy's production cycle. Without the equipment, the company couldn't produce the toys. We can represent the capital investment cycle, showing cost recovery over several operating cycles, as follows. Capital investment cycle. Cash. Operating cycle. Operating cycle. Operating cycle. Operating cycle. Purchase of equipment. Cash outflow. Cash recovery. Suppose McPhee decides to expand its business. Management is confident that sales can double to $4 million if enough toys can be produced. However, the company cannot produce more toys without buying more manufacturing equipment. So McPhee comes to the financial institution to borrow additional money to pay for new equipment costing $750,000. What is the loan purpose? The loan is needed to finance new equipment so that the business can expand. What is the repayment source? The loan will be repaid from the excess cash generated by a number of successful operating cycles. Recall that McPhee expected to have a $500,000 profit, sales of $2 million minus expenses of $1.5 million, for the year after completing the cycle of toy production. If McPhee immediately doubled its sales to $4 million, it might double the profit from each toy production cycle from $500,000 to $1 million. But even with $4 million in sales, the company would not be able to repay the $750,000 equipment loan during one production cycle. However, McPhee could repay the loan over 3 or 4 production cycles if profitable operations generate enough cash. The expected repayment source for the loan to purchase additional production equipment, then, is the cash left at the end of the toy production cycles in each of the next 3 or 4 years. The 2 cycles in other businesses. 05. Every business has an operating cycle and a capital investment cycle. The cycles in some businesses are longer than in others, and some cycles require more cash. A few condensed examples follow. Component of operating and capital investment cycles for selected business. Business. Restaurant. Operating cycle. Buy ingredients. Store ingredients. Make and serve food as ordered. Collect cash from customers. Retail clothing store. Buy merchandise from producers. Put merchandise on racks. Sell clothes, collecting cash from customers. Manufacturer of rubber bands. Buy raw materials and set up product process. Produce and package rubber bands. Distribute product to customers. Bill customers. Collect cash from customers. Capital investment cycle. Buy grills, ovens, and refrigerators. Buy tables, chairs, and other furniture. Buy and install fixtures. Buy production equipment. Buy truck or other equipment needed to obtain raw materials or distribute product. Other financial services. While you are considering the asset conversion cycle of your current customers or prospective customers, you can be thinking about both the credit and the non-credit services you may be able to offer. For example, a company that imports raw materials or products from overseas might need international letters of credit or assistance with foreign currencies. A look at McPhee's asset conversion cycle might reveal additional information that indicates an opportunity to offer some of the following services. Asset conversion cycle activity. Needs to replace some production's equipment. Wants to make a low down payment on the purchase. Pays more than 100 employees. Requires sales personnel to travel extensively. Needs to collect cash. Potential marketing opportunity. Equipment leasing services. Payroll services. Needs to collect cash. Business expense credit cards. Lockbox and cash management services. Almost any business you work with will need other services that your institution offers. To provide the best service to your customers, you should consider not only a company's need to borrow but also its overall service requirements.